Hey guys, welcome to another video from me, Mitch Comer, and we're doing Rainbow Six Siege. Now, we're actually going to be doing basically a noob tutorial of things you should and shouldn't do. I do actually have a video, a clip basically, of a gameplay where I made good decisions and bad decisions, but I'm also going to go over some basics that you guys should probably know. I'm in a study room at my college. I got this little whiteboard, and I can draw things and yeah, okay. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started so you guys know what to do, and I don't have to suffer every time I find new people, either on the free weekends or just new people in general. All right, let's go ahead. So while this is loading up, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about some basics. So one of the best things you could possibly do is be in a lobby full of people that have mics. Now, if you have a mic too, that is literally like perfect. Like having a mic makes a huge difference, all right? Being team-based will benefit you, and you'll get a lot farther in the game than trying to be solo and having to deal with toxic players and players that don't know what they're doing, all right? Communication is also ideal. Now, obviously, not everybody can do it, but, you know, that's basics 101.
The room. We need to protect the biohazard container.
Please remind me, like, next events we're able to change the skin. It's sick as fuck. I thought it'd be cool, but it's so horrid.
Op 4 drone located the
You
biohazard
got her meat
container.
skin?
Yeah.
Alright, so I decided to cut it right there to let you guys realize that within the first 5 seconds of this video or whatever of us setting up, you see that none of us is barricading the doors, you know, keeping people out. And the reason is because we have roamers, alright? There's roamers and there's anchors, and we need anchors obviously to sit on OBJ to protect it in case people just pop in through the window or whatever. But there's roamers where they're either the first or the very last line of defense against people that come into OBJ. Obviously that's the objective. So when you barricade people out, you're not only barricading the enemy, you're actually barricading your allies as well. And that's pretty fucked up, like, not gonna lie. Now, if you do this at the very beginning of the round, where nobody's even outside of the objective yet, you're just an idiot, all right? Like, don't barricade it already. People have to set up. There's places where people need to sit, maybe right next to OBJ. They need to come back into OBJ to finish setting up something else. Like, you can't just barricade the doors right off the bat. You can't barricade whatever you want to barricade, all right? If you don't know what to barricade, turn your mic on and ask somebody. They're more than likely to help you out. But usually, if you have any desire to barricade, you can barricade the room itself, the walls, all right? Barricade the walls. Almost nobody will have a problem unless there's a mirror on the team, which is the girl that puts the glass in the wall. Other than that, you probably won't have a problem. If somebody shoots in your general direction or knifes at you or says, hey, don't do that, don't team kill them. They're trying to help you out, all right? So let's go ahead and go to the next clip. We're actually going to be talking about sensitivity in a second, all right?
Deploying welcome mat. Gunning kit.
Oh god. It looks like my gun needs to see a doctor.
Stay clear of ADS line of fire.
10 seconds left.
Alright, so a few things. I actually wrote this backwards because the way the camera is, it's flipped. So I actually had to write that backwards, and that's not bad handwriting for being backwards, right? I'm pretty impressed. So this is the sensitivity actually that I have set. So this is, I guess the recommended would be pretty close to this. Your vertical, you kind of want to keep it lower than horizontal, so that way when you're doing a diagonal, you don't go, whoa, you know, you kind of want to have some control of your vertical, as well as it helps out with your recoil quite a bit. So keeping your vertical low is a good idea. Your horizontal is obviously, you know, your x-axis. I keep that one relatively high. I think the lowest recommended one was 43. I'm just more comfortable with a little bit of a higher horizontal, and it works out with my ADS. So now your ADS sensitivity is not measured the same way as your vertical and horizontal. Your ADS sensitivity is actually a multiplication of your vertical and horizontal. I don't know the exact formula for it, obviously, But let's say that your vertical is set to, let's say it's set to 1, right? And let's say your horizontal is also set to 1, but you have your ADS set to 100. Is that right? Yeah, I did it backwards. Cool. If it's set to 100, but your vertical and horizontal are 1, your ADS is actually equivalent to 1 because of this. That looks like a really nasty, never mind. But it's actually set to 1 because of the way the math works, all right? And if you don't believe me, you can test this yourself. Go ahead and put your vertical and your horizontal to 1 and your ADS 100, and it will be just as slow as your vertical and horizontal, all right? Other thing is if you're watching that clip just a few seconds ago, you'll see that I have it on full auto, all right? But I am shooting in a burst pattern. The reason I'm doing this is because when you hold down your trigger, your gun's gonna go like this. It has a recoil pattern. And you can control that by bursting. Now, if you're not comfortable with full auto and burst at the same time, or you feel like you're messing up quite a bit, you do have the option to set it to burst mode. It's just down on the D-pad or whatever system you're playing on, right? You can also set it on single fire. If you prefer playing single fire, do muzzle brake, all right? It's great. Muzzle brake is perfect for just tapping, all right? You can obviously set it on full automatic, but you're gonna have quite a penalty of recoil, all right? It doesn't help out. What I tend to do, I've tried muzzle brake on all my guns, all right? I've tried all of them. But what I tend to do, because I burst, not only does that save me ammunition when I'm being ganked by 3 people at once, 1v5, for heaven's sake, and it prevents me from having to reload because of all the bullets that I missed. But what I'll add on to that is I'll add a flash hider, and what that does, I don't know if it actually hides the flash of the gun or not, but it's best for burst shooting, all right? And it says in the description, you guys can see that. What is the last one? The compositor? Dude, I don't know what it's called anymore. But it's the third option, and that one is good for full auto, just holding it, all right? If you prefer to hold it, or your gun just has massive recoil, like the SMG pistols, for example, then you obviously want to put those on, all right? But yeah, so if you want to go ahead and start using this vertical, horizontal, and the ADS sensitivity, for on PS4, it's pretty great. It actually works out pretty well. For the other consoles, I imagine it'd be pretty similar. Obviously, if you have a mouse, you have a little bit more control. You could be more precise, but just keep in mind that it doesn't matter what console you're playing on, your ADS isn't a direct sensitivity. It is a formula based off of those two, all right?
5 seconds and counting. Op 4 drone has located the biohazard container.
Camera activated.
You have entered an enemy controlled area. Leave now.
Oh, poor guy. I'm sorry, dude.
Alright, so what I'm going to be doing now is a little bit more advanced, but it'll definitely make you not come off like a noob if you can pull this off, alright? And I definitely recommend everybody learning how to do this, learning where the spawns are, learning the timing and everything. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a rotation hole. That rotation hole is actually a little bit farther away, but that is just in case somebody comes up behind me on the staircase and decides to push me up and I have nowhere else to go, all right? And I feel like I'm not going to win, so I'd run up and out into that window. Even though it's outside, it's still a rotation hole. Rotation holes are good. Now the next thing I'm doing is a form of spawn peeking, so that I'm not shooting directly on the spawn, but I know that they're going to be coming up here from that spawn, and I got an easy kill right there, all right? And I could also do a run out, which would be just me running through the doorway and seeing if anybody's going to be outside anywhere else, all right? At that point, it's not a spawn peek anymore because I am out there trying to find people, all right? I'm outside, I'm detected, things like that. So let's go ahead and continue to the next clip.
They didn't mean to obliterate you.
Been spotted.
Yeah, you did.
He's at the very
Right
corner
on.
of the map, and he. Ah.
Oh, dude, no, that's nasty. That was some wrongdoing
Remain
right
in the
there.
zone. You will
Yeah.
be detected by hostiles. Your location has been compromised.
All right, we got one downstairs.
Alright, so what you see me doing here is called a rotation. It is a way for me to escape without, you know, the normal path like the hallway or whatever, and I rotate it out. The next thing you see me doing is after I go into this new area, I know people know where I am. I know they spotted me. So I'm going to lay traps behind me so that I know when they're going to be behind me. And I can plan ahead and fight them, kill them, do whatever I need to. But I've pretty much made people come to me because I'm just a one person and it's easy kill, right?
All the way down.
He's right there on ping. Well, sort of.
That's not good.
Yep, he's just trying to rush you. He's trying to rush you.
So map knowledge will be your next best thing to have learned. As you see, when I got flashed, I managed to find my way through the hole, through into a tunnel to try to find some cover, even though I know I couldn't see. Now that's obviously more advanced skill, but it is absolutely necessary to have some map coverage or map knowledge. All right. The other thing is if you have map knowledge, you can also pre-fire walls, doors, things like that, where you know people sit a lot. Like if you play in a game and every single game somebody, even if it's different people, sit in the same spot, remember that for future reference. You can wall bang them, you can shoot them through the floor. And I actually have videos for those of you who just don't have a knack for automatically knowing that. I actually have video coverage of some of the best places to shoot through the wall. So if you want to go into my channel and look for those videos, absolutely do it. You will learn something, and I've gotten kills doing it as well. Let's go ahead and continue.
You have the advantage, you hit a lesion.
I've been playing too much Call of Duty, dude.
So kind of the next thing I want to bring up is I see a lot of people who are playing, even if it's in casual or ranked, but it still makes a difference. People who just sit on cams and they don't do anything. They're not scanning, they're just sitting on there. Now, so you're sitting on there and somebody else actually wants to play the game, they can't move the camera around. So get off the cam if you're not going to fucking use the cam. But by all means, please use the cams. People need these cams. You'd be surprised how many times it's helped people out, all right? The other thing is obviously you want to do call outs. You want to tell people where people are. If your team is good enough to where you don't need to scan people and you can call them out, that is a whole skill that many teams don't have, all right? So that's pretty important. All right, so let's talk about the preparation phase, all right? So it's kind of important to keep your drones alive. That is a very vital tool. You only get 2. You'll find yourself in the need of 1 pretty soon. It's also good to have a drone to be able to scan rooms in front of you that you feel like somebody might be in. Even if you don't think somebody's there, it's always good to, you know, take a quickie and peek in the room with your drone. It'll save you quite a few more times than you expect. So if you know where OBJ is and everybody's been scanned, get your drone out of there. You don't need to be in OBJ. You need to be able to cover places like roamers would be, because that is what's going to save you the most. If people can flank you, you're fucked, all right? And there's people like Caviar where they're quiet and they're sneaky and they'll be able to get you. So get your drones out of there. You don't need to scan people anymore once you've already scanned everybody, because you're not going to be able to see the scans. You're not going to be able to use the scans, so there's really no point, all right? At that point, you might as well just call out and say, hey, this person is really far away from OBJ and, you know, I'm going to need some help, all right? Another thing is as you see here, I am vertical. I'm actually upside down. I find that to be the easiest way to kill people. As you can see their feet and they don't really see you yet. So by camera advantage, you know, it's the best option. I'm actually playing Jackal right now so I can see footprints as well. So the thing here is if you're playing upside down, you can obviously see them. There's certain situations though, however, where that's not true. Just because you're above them doesn't make it always better. However, usually you're the king of the hill in that situation, all right? So if you want to peek a window, please consider doing it upside down first. It'll help you out in the long run. I've actually been able to plant. I've been able to do a lot more things by being upside down than being right side up. It is just easier for people to know where you are and shoot you. Also, usually your shadows are cast if you're just standing there versus being upside down.
Because I know it's one of the forces.
Biohazard container located.
Legion again.
This game goes actually kind of nice.
Alright, looks like I'm pushing in. Where are you? Alright, stand still.
I can't stress that enough. If you hear it, I told Monty to stand still. That is because it is super easy to accidentally kill Monty. He's a great shield, but he's also moves around quite a bit. So telling him to stand still is important. If you're going to be a Monty, definitely stand still. So the next thing here I want you guys to notice here is I break this open. I'm actually using headphones. I would highly recommend you playing this game with headphones, especially if it comes with the mic, you know, just a win-win for everybody. Because you can hear things that help you out. Enemy footprints are louder than your friendly footprints, so you can actually discern that over time. The other thing is let me go ahead and replay this part of the clip. I know they had a hole on the left side. Once I go into that door, I knew that they had a hole there. I knew that there was a potential somebody was just going to sit there and try to smack people walking around the hallway. So I wanted you know, to be aware of that. So I brought my shotgun out and I shot the wall to open it up a little bit so I can see if there's anybody in there. I didn't really have time to drone it out. But I can see that there's nobody in there. They're not hidden in the hole. I'm gonna go ahead and scan it to figure out where this person is. Oh, it's Legion again. All right, so I know he's right there. I could pretty much pre-fire him, but he expected me. He probably had headphones in. He probably heard me. But I knew the next place he was gonna go was try to go into that hole. You know, that's where he feels the safest. That's where he's gonna go. That's where you would go. So I went ahead and immediately aimed there and tried to fire him because there's no way he was gonna push through the main doorway. Like, there's no way. Then I saw Cavi. I obviously missed. You know, shit happens, and we're running out of time. So before we continue the next video, I actually want to make sure that you guys are aware. As you see, I wrote a new thing on the board. It's called key times. So we're actually going to go back a little bit to where we're going to hit 1:40, all right? 1:40 left in the round. This is probably your most vital time to stop diddle-daddling on the roof or stop sitting upside down. This is when you want to start thinking about pushing the objective, start moving in, start basically rushing if you can. And the reason is because by then, all the rumors are either still just, they're idiots and they're way far out, or they're pushing in, and the odds of them still being really far out is going to be good, but there's also going to not be any spawn pickers anymore. By then, they're pretty much holding OBJ down as best as they can. And then, the reason I have 30 seconds up here is because that's when everybody's freaking the fuck out. That's when most people will probably die in between these two times, but at 30 seconds, that's when people will do the dumbest shit, all right? As you see, the caviar is just sitting in the corner. I shot her. She thinks she's pinned down, but you're gonna see by the end of this clip, she's not actually pinned down because I'm not there anymore, all right? So we're gonna go ahead and see it, and you'll see it at minute 40. I don't even know what time it is. I just naturally do it at this point because I've been playing for so long. I mean, I played like 4 hours a day, every single day for over a year now. So definitely remember, 1:40, start moving. Literally on the dot, I started moving and I start rushing and I go here and see what Monty's doing. Then I start pushing Legion on the left. Now, you already saw that video, so let's go ahead and go back to the present. As you see, we have 30 seconds left. This is when I'm going to start pushing in, and I'm going to get this kill.
One op.
Got it.
Yes!
And
I was like, fuck, I'm getting it!
Oh god. I don't know how you didn't get her in the first place.
I know, or Legion. I can't tell you how many times I tried to shoot Legion.
Oh dude, I'm doing straight booty.
what's cool about this game is that aiming itself isn't a make it or break it situation in this game. Now, it's obviously important as in any FPS game, but you can make it to platinum without being the best shot in the world or diamond or whatever, all right? your teamwork matters so much in this game, all right? So obviously you want to practice your aim, but your team really does matter the most in the end.
Oh. That game used to be the shit.
Secure the room.
Still ain't got,
Still
still ain't got
super
nothing.
active.
Biohazard container.
3 was by far my favorite Battlefield.
That was the only Battlefield to play.
Alright, so there's two things here. First, I didn't mean to hit Frost with the Legion of Spike and do damage to her. Obviously, that was an accident. Number one thing is, if somebody does an accident to you like this, don't fucking team kill them. You're a fucking petty bitch, alright? Don't do that. The other thing is if you have a habit of doing that on accident, of hitting people on accident, maybe you're shooting drones, stop doing it, alright? It's not worth making people pissed off.
5 was just different. Didn't feel like a Battlefield game.
No.
It felt like a realistic version of Fortnite.
Yeah.
I would have loved one if it was more customizable.
Loading mag.
Dude, the only problem I had with the blend was, like, people be running.
Let's go ahead and talk about sight. So as you can see right now, I've actually switched over from reflex to red dot, and the reason being is this is pretty important to know, is that reflex sight, which is the triangle sight, you have to shoot the very tip of the triangle. You can't shoot them with the triangle itself, all right? The red dot, the dot's a little big. A lot of people complain about it. A lot of people talk trash to you about it if you're using it. However, using a red dot doesn't mean you're trash, all right? You can use red dot if that's what you're comfortable with. This is obviously a game of preference. Use the red dot if that's what you're comfortable with. Like, if you hit them with the dot, you will hit them with the dot. However, the reflex, you would have to obviously hit them with the tip of the triangle, which is pretty annoying in situations where you're rushing and shit like that. The other thing I want to talk about is, as you can see throughout this game, we're pretty positive, all right? Being positive will actually help you out in the long run. I don't know why, all right? I'm not a fucking scientist. Just go with me, all right? As you'll see in my next video that's coming up, we decided we're having a really shitty day, all right? And we decided to just fuck people over with pistols, and we wrecked people, all right? So being positive is absolutely important. Try not to let the mood die with a bunch of bullshit, okay? I know it's hard, bullshit happens, but keep your mood up, all right? And relax, breathe.
Oh, you were expecting me that time.
You heard me say it, they were expecting me that time, all right? So if you're gonna spawn peek in the same spot, get ready to get wrecked, all right? Like, they're just expecting at that point. And people know spawn peeks. It doesn't have to be the same person. They just kind of expect people when they run out in the same spot. So get ready to get, shot if you do spawn peek.
Eyes on the target.
They planted a claymore at the front door, a reception.
Oh no.
Did you get it? How'd you get shot?
Dude, I don't fucking know. All I saw was a black flash across my screen and I'm down.
That's downstairs. Yeah, and there she is.
Why am I not able to rotate this camera all the way? How did you stick it to the light? What the fuck?
So there's actually going to be a few things here that I think is a little weird, whack, and probably should be changed. So first things first is this guy, Sledge, is pushing this person that has a shield, which is Frost. Now, the first thing is, well, there's also somebody else in here. It's Sledge. He could have just broken the shield and demolished everybody. So obviously that was a dumb move on his part, all right? The other thing is Frost, I immediately told her, hey, there is 2 people in here. You need to stop peeking because one person is going to distract the other person and obviously get an easy kill. So if somebody's like, hey, there's 2 people in here, you might want to stop peeking. Just keep that in mind. You will lose your advantage. Just because you have a shield doesn't mean, it's going to help you out. So obviously Sledge was an idiot. He could have easily won that fight, but he didn't. Now Frost was doing a good job distracting them, making them waste time, which is great. Overall, we lost this one, I do believe. Yeah, we lost it.
Biohazard container.
I fall asleep to Ben Shapiro every single night.
Okay.
I can't tell. building we're in. I feel like they're in alpha. They're in alpha building.
Listen, in my personal opinion, the best thing
Well
to fall
done.
asleep to is
Biohazard
blue
container
planet.
located.
Whoa.
Ooh, good. Ooh,
Cause
good.
that narrator,
10
that
seconds.
narrator, dude,
Oh,
you gotta
Yeah.
force your ass to sleep hard.
5 seconds.
Ooh, good.
Listening to do you ever listen to
Biohazard container located.
church
Proceed to
recordings,
location.
like old guys doing church? That shit will put you to sleep.
So what you're witnessing right there is me pre-firing an area because I know there's a high chance that somebody's gonna actually be sitting there. This is basically what I did not too long ago is I ran outside, I got their attention. I'm trying to get them to come to me because they think, oh, it's just one person, it might be an easy kill. And obviously he's doing the same thing to me, and I think I'm better than him. So I'm gonna pre-fire and try to kill him on the spot. And I actually have I'm Jackal, so I can track him, so I have a little bit of an advantage on him, and I can see that he's nowhere near here. I also noticed that that's a terrible fucking hole. Nobody's gonna be able to see through that, so I'm not afraid of that hole, and I see that there's no real footprints anywhere nearby. I will pre-fire this window because I know people get shot through it. And I'm gonna, take a peek, make sure that it's clear, and then I'm gonna just fucking run in, grab this man's footsteps, and try to figure out where the fuck he went.
I'm on the hunt.
Expand it again.
Bitch, what are you doing? You cannot out aim. God. It's just not doable.
I can
There's
hear
someone
them
down
fumbling and
there.
fumbling above me.
Tossing smoke grenade! I see you hiding. I'm on the hunt.
What's he doing?
Immediately I aim low. I threw the smoke in there to distract him so that nobody in the back of the room can see me. I could just focus on Bandit right now, and you saw that. And obviously I got the kill. I was expecting him to lay down because he thinks he's gonna have advantage, try to be sneaky and shit like that. You also saw me wall bang just in case because I know people sit in that area when they're trying to defend it. You can also ping people through smoke, and I know somebody was gonna shoot through there. Actually blocking a doorway with smoke makes people think that you're trying to run through it, which usually, let's be honest, that's the case. However, I was mainly doing it just so I can, get a feel. Now, I am running away because I see that I have a disadvantage. I have no weapons. There's 2 people on me, and while that is a good call, I wanted to go somewhere else. I didn't want to be by myself. It was just really bad luck. Clash was very aggressive and ran over and ended me there. But we still won because of all the pressure I put in behind, basically flanking them.
Woo, got my first kill. It was Flash. That bitch.
I booked it out of there. I thought Doc got me. I was like, how the fuck? And then Clash. A 1-speed. Ugh.
Double attack. Throw him off.
I was trying to knife Clash, but Doc was behind her.
I'm gonna go to that same spot and I guarantee they'll peek it.
I don't know. Should I run finger or something? Nah, it's too late. I'm just gonna keep a finger.
I think it was fine.
Are you serious?
If I get another low battery fucking notification, oh my god, it quit.
Elbow drop that bitch, dude. Just
Locate the biohazard container.
Shatters it.
Oh, shit, no.
So my controller is pretty much dying, so that's what I'm talking about. I'm getting a notification on the top of my screen going, low battery, and it's plugged in, and it's just, it's a nightmare. Which also brings me up, I want to talk about the controller a little bit. So if you're having a situation where you're surprised as fuck if somebody comes around the corner and you go, and you knife, all right? That is the most annoying thing, right? You can't change your settings in Rainbow Six from your knifing to your crouching, all right? You can't change it, not directly. However, you can change it if you go into the PlayStation settings and you want to swap buttons, all right? Now, hear me out. Don't consider not swapping your R3, which is your knife, and your circle, which is your crouch. The reason being is when you switch those, it is switched for everything you do. So let's say you're in the menu and you want to leave the menu and you push circle, you're just basically pushing R3, all right? And if you push R3, that's actually circle, all right? Simple, all right, cool. What I recommend you doing if you have a situation where you find yourself knifing when you mean to lean, switch your L3 and your R3, all right? Yes, it's weird at first. It'll take a little time to get used to when you push this button to lean and you go this way. It's inverted, I know, it's weird, but it works. You will get used to it. You will not knife as much. You might knife a little bit if you're leaning this way, but the odds are you're right-handed, you're typically gonna wanna lean that way, all right? And that's also where your aiming button is, all right? So switch your L3 and R3 if you have a knifing problem.
It literally went, pudding, pudding, pudding. God, I get it.
We know you're dead. Shut up. Boink, leapfrog.
Plays mate.
Uh-oh.
Where the hell are they?
Insertion
Ah.
in 10 seconds.
Fuck.
Yeah, I think they're
5 seconds before insertion.
just trying to spawn people.
In your two.
Biohazard container location unknown. You are clear to engage. The biohazard container has been located.
Clear.
On there again, bro.
Gotta reload.
Dude, I wonder if I'm still in the backpack here, droning shit out. Lets me knows when y'all's needs the buffs.
Bye-bye. God, there's a fucking mute near me and it's distorting my jackal.
Reload.
Okay, Jaeger's an OBJ.
One of them is really lit.
Alright, so Jaeger and the other team made a good call. As you see, I saw him, he knew I was there. He didn't keep peeking that window, which would be a huge disadvantage for him. He actually remained calm and didn't reveal his position by trying to shoot out. And that ultimately saved his life to the end. The other thing is when I smoked it, he decided not to continue shooting through it because he knew I was an experienced player. I'm not going to fucking run through that thing. Alright, and if I did run through it, I'm an idiot. He would easily shoot me. The other thing here is, as you see that hole in the wall, if somebody has a hole in the wall,
Also, I shoot that camera.
and there's only one, he's probably going to be sitting in that hole in the wall. The other thing is if there's more than one of them is a distraction. Alright, usually that's the case. It's also possible to put a hole in, but an alleyway can just slide. However, I knew that this person was going to sit there. He'd been doing it pretty much all game.
One op 4 remaining.
So
Dude, I am
pre-fired
eating
that, so
people.
I knew he was there. I got him.
Are you fucking
I also
serious?
got Valkyrie. And the rest of the team
You
got
just
off,
died.
and that gave us a
I'll let-
victory. So I hope you guys
I
learned
let
something
go of
new
the grenade
today.
and it just kept flashing.
If not, if you have any questions, definitely let me know.
I was like, okay.
I'd be happy to answer them. And I
Just
hope you guys
gonna
enjoy it. I hope you
recook the
love the
fucking grenade
content
I
that
have
I will
in
be
my
also
hand.
uploading. It will be hilarious.
How many times have I gotten MVP
And check
now?
out the older content because I would really like more views. And I need 1,000 subscribers to get monetized. So please just subscribe if you can. Thank you. Bye.